Thank you, Ralph,
Yes.
for doing this interview for EVIP. Just a few 8 questions about why you came to Portugal. Why did you leave your country?
Why did I leave my country? Well, that was actually not the plan to leave my country. It was a pretty spontaneous decision. This is a pretty funny story actually, because in October 2020, that was COVID time, I was in Germany. I have never been to the Algarve in Portugal. And then, this is a little crazy story, but okay, I'll tell you. I was single at that time, and then I was dating a woman living in Germany. She came from France and she had a wonderful French accent. So I had a call with her, and then I fell in love into her voice, into her the words, how she pronounced that in French. And then we met twice, and after just meeting twice, I asked her the bold question, hey, what about going on holidays just for 1 week somewhere where it's really nice and sunny still in October? And then we decided to go to the Algarve. It was for both of us the first time, so we've never been there. And then I booked a flight, a hotel, and then we spent a wonderful week here at the Algarve. We landed in Tavira, and then we had a rental car, and then we went all these little streets in the backland here in the mountains. It was so lovely. We were blown away by the beauty of nature and everything. And then just by chance, we stopped in front of a real estate agency, and we saw some houses, and we said, hey, let's have a look at some houses just for fun, right? And then we went inside and he showed us some houses. It was really nice. And then it became more and more serious. And we just knew each other for a week or so, even less. And then after that holiday, we started a serious search on the internet for a house at the Algarve. And then she came up with a top 5 list with certain selection criteria, at least 5,000 square meters of land. And then we booked another flight to the Algarve end of November for another week or 5 days for the top 5 houses. And then number 1 was not good at all because it was too close at the highway. And then on the last day, we came here. And this was number 2 on the top 5 list. And we came here, I can show you later again. And then we stood there outside in front of the old retaining wall and looked into the valley of the Fonte Benemola and had this spectacular view. And then we looked at each other and we said, that's it. Oh. That's it. We didn't even take a look at the house. We were not inside the house. We said, I don't care about the house. This is it. This is just the location and the view, nothing more. And then I started the buying process, and then, yeah, it was just then, it was November. And then, as I said, on the 13th of March, I came back here, but then alone. Because in the meantime, well, we were just a few days together, and we knew also if we buy this house together, we need to have a secure exit plan if it doesn't work out. And it didn't work out because there were a few hiccups. And then in the end, well, I went alone and I decided to buy the house on my own. And then I came here alone on the 13th of March. And then the whole journey started. And then because I knew at that time already something special will come up in my life, which will change my life completely. And it was also not the plan to stay here all the time, just for the bad season in Germany, like November, December, January, February, March, and then going back to Germany. But then when I came here, I was just blown away, and since then I'm here, and the whole story is on YouTube. And I was happy to start the first episode actually on my channel is on the 10th of March, 3 days before my arrival here. It's very embarrassing. It's still in German. So I think the first 1 or 2 years were still in German. And then I changed to English for the YouTube channel.
What inspired you to choose Portugal?
Well, what inspired me to use or to go to Portugal. I mean, when you come here for the first time, I was not aware of the beauty of nature here in Portugal, especially here at the Algarve. That was so fascinating. You know, I'm a molecular biologist, I'm a nature guy, and I was really inspired by the beautiful and the biodiversity of the space here, and especially here now, because this is just the nature reserve right in front of the house, which is amazing. So this is the nature. Then what inspired me was also the people here, the friendliness of the people, the laid back being of the people, the welcoming mentality. Of course, cost of living here is also not too bad. when you compare that, what does a cup of coffee cost here and in Germany or anywhere else is a factor of 4, I would say. Of course, when you go down to the beach, to Quinta del Lago, then it's pretty much the same or even more expensive. I always say there's a clear coffee price gradient when you go from here down to the beach. Everything is totally exaggerated. But this is here the real Portugal, where I live. And not down there, it's here, this is Portugal. But most of the people who come here actually miss the real Portugal because they just want to see the beach.
Where did you first start to gather information on life in Portugal?
Information on life in Portugal. Actually, I did not have information on life in Portugal. I just came here and was surprised by the beauty, because we just wanted to go on a holiday where it's still warm. In Europe, actually our first idea was to go to the Canary Islands at that time. But then I realized that there were COVID restrictions to go in, to fly into, and they wanted to see so many things. And then I checked the Algarve in Portugal, and there were no COVID restrictions at that time, which was good. So that's the reason why we ended up here. But then I also, when I read a little bit about the Algarve, I realized for the first time in my life that this is the country in Europe which has the most sunny days in the year, 300.
That's right.
And I was not really realizing that. And also, we have really, it's mostly the coastline here. It's the west coast, and we have the southern coast, but it's all Atlantic.
Yeah.
It's not the middle sea. And this is completely different, because here you really have the power of nature with the big waves and the beauty of the whole coastline, which is quite different. When you go down from the west coast and go more to Spain, it always changes. So you have different perspectives of nature and beaches and coast.
How did you imagine your life would change in Portugal?
At the beginning, when I came here, I was not imagining how dramatically my life would change here. No, I had some ideas what I could do here, and I had a vision. But in the end, looking back now, 3 years, it's just an incredible, amazing journey. I have experienced so many beautiful things over the last 3 years. It's just incredible. And I can go on for hours to give you stories about this, but part of that is on the YouTube channel. But it's just amazing. It changed my life completely, and I did not foresee and imagine. I am a visioneer. I can visualize many things, but the beauty of what was ahead of me, coming to me by a wonderful gift from universe, is just amazing.